PC Kids, and welcome to week 2 of our series Wise. Today, our big idea is that God can be trusted, and our Bible verse is the Ark of the Covenant from 1 Kings 8, verses 1 through 21. So, for our activity today, we are going to be building our own temples. Today, we're going to be learning about a temple that King Solomon built. But first, we're going to build our own. So I built a really kind of tiny temple here. It was very hard to build. It kept falling over and kept being knocked down. But I'm going to put the last piece on top right now. There we go. So I want you to find something in your house to build a temple with. It can be checkers, or it can be Jenga blocks, building blocks, even Legos. Try and build a temple as high and as strong as you can. And now it is time for our video lesson.
Hey there, you little chicken nuggets. It's me, Carl.
And I'm Cassie.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me?
I said, okay, Cassie. If that even is your real name.
Is something wrong?
Nope. Nothing's wrong. Roll the intro!
Welcome to Grow TV. Introducing your host, Carl, and your co-host, Cassie. Where we learn, where we grow, and we talk about Jesus. Once again, welcome to Grow TV.
Today's a special day because we're going to talk about a little thing called trust.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Are you now?
Yeah?
Interesting, because I thought you might have a problem with the word trust.
Why would you say that?
Oh, I don't know. A few things come to mind. How about last week when we did our trust ball?
Listen, you can't just yell trust fall as you're falling it and expect me to catch you. If you would have told me before, I probably would have caught you.
Oh, I'm sure. What about that one time you told me to touch fire? Can I touch this?
No.
Go?
No.
You said go?
I said no.
Okay, go. Ah!
I told you not to touch it.
Well, that's your opinion. Anyways, even this morning, you broke my trust again.
How?
Well, last night I had a bag of candy, and I put it right here. And this morning I came, and guess what?
They were gone?
They were gone. And by the way, how did you know that? Busted. Get 'em, boys.
What? No, listen, Carl, I don't know who took them, but I didn't take them. I wouldn't steal from you. We're friends.
I know that, but I just feel like I can't trust anyone right now.
I understand, but you know who you can trust?
Captain America?
No, God. You see, in the Old Testament, there was something called the Ark of the Covenant. It was like a huge box, but it was so much more than a box. It had the presence of God, and wherever it was, God was there. It also symbolized God's promises that were made and how all of them came true.
Wow. So what did they do with the Ark of the Covenant?
They brought the Ark into a new temple King Solomon had made. You remember Solomon, right? He asked God for wisdom and God gave it to him. In fact, Solomon became the wisest person in the whole world.
Is that why he built the temple?
That's part of it. But before that, God promised Solomon's father David that one of his children would become king and build the temple, and that was Solomon. Solomon wanted to show God how thankful he was that all of God's promises had come true.
That's cool. I also remember that verse in Proverbs chapter 3. It tells us to trust God with all our heart, not to lean on our own understanding.
Exactly. When we trust God, we will not only receive more forgiveness and love, but we will become more wise.
I guess you're right. Thanks for understanding. I guess it's good to know that God can be trusted.
Hey, that's our big idea.
What? Oh! That's our big idea! Today's big idea is super important.
Yep, it's that God can be trusted.
So on the count of 3, let's all say it together. 1,
2,
3. God can be trusted! And you can trust that. That God can be trusted. Yes. Good job, everyone. Right?
right?
Right. Trust in God.
So Carl,
Yes, Cassie.
just know, just like you didn't trust me,
There might be times where it's hard for us to trust God, but always know that you can talk to God and the trust will come.
Thanks, Cassie. I guess I'll never know who ate my bag of candy.
Hey, Mark.
What are you eating?
Candy.
Where did you get it?
What do you say? Right where you're sitting. It's crazy.
Like right here?
Yeah.
Carl, breathe.
Yeah. What?
That's my candy, you fool!
See you next week.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Row TV.
So now that you've just seen our video lesson, I'd like you to grab your own Bible and to read our Bible verse for the day. You can find it in 1 Kings 8, verses 1 through 21. Pause the video and read that with an adult or read it to yourself. Okay, now that you've read our Bible verse for the day, you can tell that King Solomon put a lot of time and effort into bringing the Ark of the Covenant to the temple. Now I'm going to ask you a question, and you can pause it and you can discuss it with an adult in your house, or you can just think about it on your own. So what is the Ark of the Covenant, and why is that important? The Ark of the Covenant is a sacred container built at the command of Moses, in which rested the stone tablets containing the 10 Commandments. It is so important because it symbolizes God's presence with his people. The Ark of the Covenant was more than an object or a container. It meant a lot to God's people. To have a home for it was very important. It symbolized that they were in a relationship with God. And in verse 14, we can see how grateful Solomon is to the Lord. So here's another question. Why does Solomon say that God keeps his promises? You can find the answer to this if you reread verses 20 through 21. Now we are going to do one more small activity. I'd like you to grab a blank piece of paper, some markers, crayons, or colored pencils, and draw what you think the Temple of Solomon looked like. Now, inside of your temple, you can draw something that is so important to you or meaningful to you. This is just like how the Israelites placed the Ark of the Covenant inside the holiest place in the temple. It was the most important thing to them. While it is nice to have nice things that we love, nothing is more important than our relationship with God, which is what the Ark of the Covenant represented. And now it's time for a memory verse.
James 1, verse 5. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, and it will be given to you.
Will you pray with me? Dear God, remind us that you kept every promise you made to David and Solomon, and you will keep the promises you've made to us. We know you can be trusted. Help us to make wise decisions that make you happy. Thank you, amen. Thanks for joining us this week. We hope to see you again soon.